to another video, and today we are going to be taking a look at a package from AliExpress. And I guess I wanted to show you guys what's inside. Okay, this is one I really wanted to take a look at. This should be the, let's see if there's any instructions. There's none. The Lego plesiosaurus. So let's take a look at this guy real quick. Well, if you don't know what AliExpress is, it's basically a website where it's kind of like Wish.com if you combine it with Amazon and you kind of get AliExpress. But they have a lot of bootleg dinosaur figures on it. And I decided to order some figures from there. And that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. First of all, they have these that we're going to have to cut. With the power of editing, I should be able to just get it all cut out. So first, let's assemble this figure. So it looks like we have a top and the bottom here, which I don't know if we're going to have to assemble some other parts first. Oh, okay. Here is the neck. Let's see if I'll be able to snap this together. Okay, I was able to get that. Here's the upper neck. This is looking so far really nice. It's a little bit darker of a color than the pictures I've seen, but that's not bad. Yeah, it seems like I'm gonna have to. Give me a second. Okay, that was a nightmare to get in, but you basically have to make sure you do not close the figure up before you put it in. You have to put it in there. It's a little bit tricky to push in. Then I think you're able to put these together first. Okay, I was finally able to get together. Then, real quick, I'm going to try to put this together, which I bet you I'm going to have to take it apart again. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to take this apart again to get this in there, and I... Give me another minute. This is going to be taking a much longer time than I thought it would. Finally, I was able to get it apart. Let's put the neck in real quick. So the neck sort of goes into this hole right here. Like that. So it kind of connects like that, and then I'm just going to be safe and put the fins in because this body's not coming back apart. So the fins are going to want to kind of put in similar to the neck. And the neck you need to have the other part apart, so I'm just going to put these in now just in case. And make sure the fins are in all right. Okay, these fins you want to be very careful with because they feel like they could probably, like, joints could snap if you don't push them in properly. Okay, that's all the parts. I'm going to clip these two parts of the body together. And it's together. Mine's kind of scratched up because it was a nightmare getting this thing apart, but here it is. It looks much brighter on the screen. Also, this thing looks much brighter. But this thing is very dark colored. It looks very bright actually on camera. It looks super dark in person though. Let me start the review, I guess. Okay, so let's start the review. This figure's okay. It's pretty good. For the price I paid, I think I paid like close to 74 cents, but the price kind of varies from 74 cents to around $2. Is it worth it? Depends. If you can get it for kind of the cheaper end of the deal, then yeah. If you get it closer to $2, honestly, it depends. If you do not make the same mistake I made, as in, like, did not put the body together first, then yeah, it's 100% worth it. Like, make sure if you get this figure, I would recommend getting this figure if you really like plesiosauruses or Lego in general, and Lego is not made of plesiosaur, or you just want a Lego plesiosaur. This is the way to go, but they really need to work on the body. I wish it was a little bit bigger also, the figure, but it's not the worst. Body's nice. The fins also do not have very much articulation. I mean, they're on a ball joint, but it's like there's not much for it to go, so it can kind of go round. This go about this much up, this much down, so you can kind of do a swimming position. Actually, the back fin... Oh, I popped the fin out. Okay, so the fins pop off pretty good, which I don't think I have the body clicked in all the way because the tail doesn't look all the way in, which I'm kind of okay with. Also, I think I damaged the inside. Like, there's a little part that kind of connects. I think I damaged it when I was trying to take it back apart. Like, I feel like this figure would be a little bit more sturdy if I kind of did that. Also, the neck joint here is a little bit weak. Like, it holds it up probably because it's a small figure, but I've seen some reviews of the Brachiosaurus, and I've only seen like 3 reviews of the Brachiosaur figure, which is much bigger than this one. And 2 out of the 3 reviews kind of say that the neck droops down and it hasn't been working too well. Like, if you want to see a video on it, I recommend going to Dan Surprise, or just Google AliExpress Lego dinosaurs, and usually his video is one of the first ones that pop up. If you want to see a little bit more review of some other figures, and I will also be doing some review on some other AliExpress figures. But let's take a better look at this figure. First thing, okay, the camera's not focusing too well, but the head looks kind of interesting. It looks horrifying. I'll see if I can get some better pictures of it up close, because this really isn't doing it justice. It's a pretty nice head sculpt. It looks kind of like something that Lego would make. The neck articulation is pretty good. It moves up and down, and you can technically, I think you can turn it. Oh wait, no, actually you cannot turn it. You can only go up and down. I guess that's fine. Then the middle of the neck kind of just goes wherever you want it to go, kind of up and down. It's up the side, I guess. Then the base of the neck just goes up and down. The fins, well, as I already said earlier, they kind of don't have too much articulation. And then the tail has no articulation. Like I said, it's an okay figure for what it is. Honestly, like, okay, a couple things. If you wanted like a Dinosaur King Futabosaurus, this would be an absolute great figure for that. It looks really close to the Futabosaurus from Dinosaur King. But if I were to rate this figure from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a... kind of tricky. I'd give it a 7, just because it's a plesiosaurus, and I really kind of like it, but honestly, I think I'm rating it too high. The only reason it's really getting this high of a rating because it's a plesiosaurus, it's Lego, and it's not the worst. Honestly, if it was probably other Lego dinosaurs this quality, it probably would not rank this high. I actually have some other AliExpress figures. I only have one, but I have ordered a few others, which will probably be getting a review later, which I'm happy this one came first, because this is the one I was most excited to see. But let's compare it to a couple of my other actual, like, real Lego figures, which feel much better quality, and I will show you a few other differences. So here's the small Dilophosaurus. There's a bigger one, and I used to have that figure, just don't know where it is right now. But the plesiosaurus is basically close to that size if you're not counting the neck. And honestly, it's not the greatest figure. The arms don't move. Like, the AliExpress have really small figures kind of like this, except they're posable. I'm thinking about getting their Pyroraptor one because, as you know, the one that Lego released is basically this. It has only thing that moves is the mouth. But Lego basically took that, AliExpress basically took that figure and made it like a normal raptor, which I will compare it to the plesiosaur in a second. But here it is. I feel like they could add like a stud or two on its back to kind of show that it's Lego a little bit more, but that's about it. And also, one thing, like, this whole thing is plastic, really hard, kind of cheap plastic. Well, this is kind of high quality kind of plastic, and also has a rubbery kind of end to the tail, and I think on the top of its back. And another thing, the teeth. Okay, if I can kind of show it, because this is not a very good camera. But if you can see the teeth, they're kind of have a certain look to them, which the plesiosaur, which you can't really see on here either, does not have quite that look. Let's do the next one. which is the Velociraptor, which is about this big. Now that I think about it, the Pyroraptor is about, from another review I've seen, it looks about the same size as the Velociraptor, but slightly bigger, which I do not like about that. I kind of wish it was about the same size, but they made it slightly bigger, to be honest. But it's pretty good. But this is not a review on the Pyroraptor. This is a review on the plesiosaurus. But compared to the plesiosaurus, like counting the neck, it is maybe like an inch or two shorter. Pretty good. Again, you can kind of feel the quality of the real Lego, which I don't know, because there's another one that is an AliExpress figure, which feels a little bit closer to these, but still doesn't feel exactly like it, but it feels better than the plesiosaur here. And again, also, teeth has that certain look. Next one, which is actually the first AliExpress Lego figure, and in fact, you may have seen him already in this video. I most likely will be having that as the intro, but here is my Carnotaurus, my Lego Carnotaurus. I got it from AliExpress. The weird thing, this was cheaper than this. This was like closer to $1, possibly $1.50, because I wasn't able to find probably the best deal on this guy. This guy is like a first time store, so I give you like for a penny, and then the shipping was like 34 cents. Just like 35 cents in total. This thing is one of the best. Like, it's really good. The teeth probably look the same. They do have a different look to them, but I think since it's basically the same mold as the Lego Carnotaurus, that's the reason why. Also, this figure is probably great. Like, if you want to get Lego dinosaurs, I recommend going to AliExpress. You can get them in so much more colors. You can get them in the colors that they come in, like originally Lego, but other ones, natural ones, or you can get exotic colors like this for the Carnotaurus, which is really nice. I'm really kind of disappointed now that I didn't have some studs, like just on the belly. It would have been nice if it had kind of, for it could like clip onto the back of this guy. It really didn't even need ones on the back, just need some studs for the stomach. But anyways, this is not your review, so goodbye. Let's measure this figure, because one thing that it kind of shown on AliExpress how big it was, but it's kind of hard to, it's in centimeters, and it's kind of hard to get reference in size, so I'm going to give it in inches. This figure measures about 7 inches. It can fit in under the palm of your hand, which is pretty good for plesiosaur. One thing I would like to compare it to before we go is another plesiosaur figure. If I find any more before I get the rest of this clip, I will show those two, but right now I'm going to go get one specific one. I was not able to find one of the plesiosaur figures, but I was able to find my dressable plesiosaur, which is absolutely huge compared to it. It's actually about the same length, almost, but it's pretty good in size. Like, if I were to show from the top from this guy, and then the top of this guy, pretty similar in size. Next, we have well, sadly I was not able to find enough plesiosaur, so here's an elasmosaur figure. Which, honestly, this plesiosaur figure looks more like an elasmosaur than a plesiosaur, but it looks kind of close to this, actually. I don't know why, I just see the similarities in this guy more than the plesiosaur. But this guy's tiny. It's from I'm not 100% sure what it's called. I'll probably put it up on the screen if I can remember it. But it was from like a safari tube, I think. Yeah, it was like a safari tube from like Hobby Lobby, and it had some marine reptiles in it. And the Elasmosaurus is one of them that's in the set. So yeah. In conclusion, this figure is pretty good. Go get it. I'm probably going to put this guy and link in the description for the AliExpress shop I got it from. See you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello there. I'd like to let you guys know that, well, let me show you. We've got merch. So, please buy some merch.